Today I'd like to show you a few of the books that I bought recently, kind of an overview, book review. This one here is more of a handbook pamphlet, very simple, black and white, almost look like they've done a photocopy and printed it. This one here is a very excellent book, a lot of detail in it. This one has color photographs, a lot of history, markings. This one is also color photographs, and it talks about guns of the world, whether carbines, rifles, submachine guns, machine guns, and different things. And then this one here is black and white, very detailed again. And this is of the Allied rifle contracts in America. And one of them I didn't even really know about. The other three that I did know. And so what I'm going to do is show you briefly each of these books, a section. Basically, I'm going to show you the introduction and contents, and then I'm just going to show you one page that to me is kind of representative of each of these books. So I'm not going to be showing all the books in detail and a lot of the other information, but just a brief overview of it. So this is the handbook for the Carcano rifles and carbines, and it gives you the identification, stripping and assembly, service and maintenance, operation and function, illustrated parts list, accessories and spares, historical memoranda, and further references. So I'm just going to show you a quick page that it's good for a reference and good as a handbook. So let me open this up. So here's one of the pages, and it shows you the different models there and what they are. And as you can see, as I said, it looks like they've taken a black and white photographs or even color photographs and made them into black and white and Xeroxed them into this. It's good, as I said, just for a quick reference and as a handbook. We'll go on to the next one. And this next one here is going to be of the model 1891 Carcano rifle. And it's the detailed developmental and production history of it. So I'm going to open it up and show you the table of contents. So here's the table of contents for this book. And it goes into detail model per model. And I will show you one interesting rifle that I've never seen before and I thought was very interesting. And this is the carbine that I was talking about that's very interesting, of the engraving and also on the stock itself. And then we'll move on to the next book. So this is the illustrated encyclopedia of guns. It's pistols, rifles, revolvers, machine and submachine guns, rifles, and carbines through color photographs. And so I will show you the table of contents on this one, and then I'll show you one page. So on the table of contents here, you know, pistols, revolvers, submachine guns, just a brief introduction. Then you got the early history of our firearms, introduction to the modern age, you know, pistols, revolvers from around the world. You got the directory of the submachine guns from around the world. Then you have the rifles, you know, the early rifles from 1800 to 2000. You got rifles and carbines from around the world. You got the machine guns from around the world. So here's the key for the rifles and carbines from around the world. Shows all the different countries that they're going to show and talk about. So I'm going to go down here to Japan and I'll show you that page. So on the Japan, it starts off here with the Type 64, then it goes to an AR-180, the Type 89. Then I'll turn the page, and it goes to the Type 22, the Type 38, the Type 97, the Type 2. Then we have the Type 99 and the Type 5. But this doesn't show the Type 30 on it, and it doesn't show the Type 44. And I wish they had shown that. And this, like I said, there's some things with this book that is incomplete, yet overall, as an overview and a history on things, it's very good. And the last book that I'd like to talk about is the Allied Rifle Contracts in America. And I'll show you the table of contents on that one, and then a brief page. So here's the contents. And let me turn the page. And then I'll show you one page in the book here. And this is a company that I didn't know produced any rifles or carbines for another country. I do know of the 1889 Belgian Mausers, but I didn't realize the United States produced any. So for me, that was pretty interesting. So that was my brief overview of these books and the pamphlet that I've acquired recently, and showing you the table of contents and one page out of the book. If anything of importance or of value as far as information, detailed information, the two that I really would buy would be this one here of the Carcanos, and then of the Allied Rifle Contracts. They have a lot more detail and interest than what I would say of these two. But if you're just wanting a quick handbook, a reference guide, this would be good. Overall, like I said, this is just going to show you over the world different handguns, firearms, and it's just a brief paragraph on each one of them, and I do feel it's somewhat incomplete, yet overall it's okay. So I appreciate you guys watching, and I will put out another video when I do acquire some more books, kind of a brief overview of those.